Good afternoon, everybody. Give me one moment. I'm going to make sure that we can just get straight into the actual game with minimal issues, so that I don't have to tab out and back in to fix my chat. Because of course we're playing some EU4, which means that every time I tab into EU4, it shifts my entire chat box. So give me a moment here. But good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to. Well, Lady Saffron, the first person in the chat. Wait a second, how did you... Wait a minute. Surprise before stream chat? Wait a minute. Also, good afternoon to Stump, and that is a very long name. I'm going to call you Jaden Davis. And Nafielvaro, and Stalin DLRP, Anthony Tog, and Heaven Road, and the people on Twitch as I go ahead and open up that chat. Give me one moment. But good afternoon, everybody. We're going to be continuing our Anbennar campaign that we've been playing for, it's been since technically like April or something, hasn't it? Maybe not. When did I actually start this run? Because kind of been slacking on it a little bit. It's been kind of a long time. And we're only on what, the 4th stream? The 5th stream, maybe? Yeah, the 5th stream of this. Started all the way back in, all the way back May 12th. What do you know? Crazy how that works. It's only been like 2 months. Anyway, hope everyone's having a great Thursday so far. I'll go ahead and give a little recap as I continue to move things around here. Move this here and move that there. You know, one day I'll figure out a way to fix this issue so that I don't have to worry about my chat moving around whenever I tap into EU4. That day's not the day, and I fear it's not going to be for a very long time either, unfortunately. Because I just don't think there's a way to fix it, unless they go back to EU4 and decide to give it a UI overhaul. And I don't think they're going to do that, so... Hello, Master Bright Dragon and Casper Balk and Downs Ups, and I think I said hello to Heaven Road, but in case I didn't, hello to you as well. Only just caught the last VOD yesterday, looking good. Thank you. I put a lot of effort into these cat ears. I actually drew them myself. Little passion project. Anyway. We're playing more of this Gozen Raj campaign, and if any of you did just watch the last VOD, then you know at the end of that I said I might change the map color, but I decided against it because I figured I could probably live with it, and also because it kind of differentiates the thumbnails a little bit more. So, you know, it kind of gives you an easier understanding of when we finished, playing as Cangji, and then we actually move on to Gozen Raj, so... You know, I think it makes it a little bit better in that regard. But I think I can get used to the color. It basically is just a shiny color. The thing that we might have some trouble getting used to today instead is the fact that we have so much to do. Whereas in Gozen Raj, we've kind of been having a chill time for the most part. We haven't really been doing too much. We expanded a little bit last time. We've done a lot of developing. That was a big part of last time. We went ahead and got ourselves the institution, I believe. The Renaissance... No, maybe I didn't do that. No, sorry. Yeah, okay, colonialism. I did do that. I was pretty sure I had. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we have ourselves colonialism. It is surprisingly embraced in here. No idea where this colonialism came from, because it certainly didn't come from here. Same with this colonialism, so I'm a little confused, to be honest, because it isn't anywhere else along here. Not even in the usual suspects. Like over here, sometimes you will have the institution spreads to... Forgetting the name of this one port that's over here, and then it moves over down through the trade routes to here, and then eventually it reaches harass. But for us, we just decided to spawn it up here, and it just... is here for some reason. Maybe they also spawned it. I don't know. But anyway, we are well on our way to continuing to embrace colonialism. And printing press isn't isn't here yet, but when it does, it's going to be interesting because I think the more we actually have institutions, the easier it will be to develop and embrace them. Hopefully. Because the idea is that we're going to develop this Tibetan plateau. Sorry, not Tibet. You know what I mean. The Kashal Plateau. Or whatever this region is referred to. And we're going to make it like a development superhighway. Pass around these institutions real quick, from one place to another. This is what John VTuber wanted when he invented VTubing. So true. You think in real life I'd be able to have these cat ears? I don't think so. Checkmate, flesh tubers. Anyway. Poor Jaher to Brasan to Def Haral. I think you're right. I think that sounds correct. Yeah, the Great Caravanserai. So it should be able to get its institution from over in the west. Also, what the hell is that? Huh? Gotta be some newfangled new technology the kids have these days. The Quartz Kothon? Okay. I have no idea what this is. It looks cool though. Corbett, why do you have 4 ears? Does it help you game more effectively? Yes. It actually allows me to... You know how there's like directional audio in video games? How they have stereo, so like some audio on the left, some audio on the right to help you with like directions, especially in like first-person games. Well, if you have 4 ears, then you can put 2 more earbuds in, and that stereo audio actually allows you to detect if something is above or below you in first-person games. Ever thought about that? We're inventing new ways of hearing on this channel. Well, let's see. Consider infrastructure ideas as you kind of need to do a lot of development. I'm not even too sure what we're doing a lot of today. I'm doing a lot of Europa Universalis gaming today. That's what I'm doing, because I just finished recording an EU5 video, and then immediately hopped on to play some EU4. Streamer only plays 1 game. 2 games, technically. But I think we have to do a lot of conquest, don't we? Well, we need to cast Meteor Swarm 3 times, so we'll get around to doing that at some point. We need a lot of Yan culture group provinces with no devastation and a courthouse. Okay. And we also... yeah, we need to invade these guys again. I think I've sort of been fumbling the truces a little bit because I kind of rushed taking the rest of what I needed for this, I think. Or for both of these. So I definitely fumbled the truce with Jianxiang a little. But other than that, we're not really doing too bad. What else do we need? Right, we need forts that kind of block off the Forbidden Plains. So we need a real fort here, not just like the... oh, we do have a real fort here. We need a barracks. Okay, that's what we need. So we need a fort here, we need barracks in those 3 spots as well. So we're kind of blocking off the Forbidden Plains, but then provinces in the Forbidden Plains cost 50% less to core. That's a pretty big bonus. Probably should have known about that. Actually, chat should have told me about that before I took all this stuff. But that's okay, I'll forgive chat. Because they didn't want to give me spoilers. Especially a lot of conquest admin ideas is near mandatory. That is true. So that was actually the first thing we picked up, specifically for that reason, is because I knew I was going to have to conquer a lot. Already at the beginning. So getting that minus 25% is very useful for our admin economy. And then also we're picking up Diplo ideas because we want the province war score cost, and also maybe if I want a truce break, you know, lowered stability impact, so that's cool. Offensive ideas, pretty standard for the siege ability, so we can conquer things faster, because of course sieges win wars, battles keep you from losing them. Basically. And then I think at the end of all this, yeah, we get a couple of decent policies. We get tech costs, national unrest, admin-free policy. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the ideas we have right now. And I feel like I'm doing things kind of on time the way that they're expected. But just to do a little double check here, are there going to be any of these missions which require us to wait until, say, universities, or for a particular type of manufactory, anything that's going to take a really long time? I hope not. But sometimes you do get those, where it's like, oh, you need 75 absolutism, but it's 1580 and that's not a mechanic yet, you know? Sometimes it does happen. But I think, from what I can see, it's probably fine. So, nothing to worry about yet. Any formables? Well, I think this counts as our formable so far, Rodrigo. We have just the Gozen Raj, basically just like a name change. It's not really much of a formable in that sense, but I think this is our final state, so to speak, or final form. And, oh yes, we're also allied to Dahui, which is kind of a problem because they, like 800 war score. Yeah. So that's going to be a little bit tedious to go ahead and invade them, because that's going to be quite a couple of wars. But I think we can salvage this a little bit. Just by really double checking this. Because that'll give us... Okay, upon promoting any Yan culture, you get 50 dip points. Okay. Cool. I like how the second half of this is written like a little informally. Like, upon promoting any Yan culture, you will gain a 50 dip point refund. Just dip point, not even like diplomatic points, just dip. We do need a few more mage towers as well. Let's start with summoning some meteors. That seems like fun. How do I actually do that? Not conjuration. I think it's evocation. Meteor swarm. Oh, it's a siege spell. Oh, we need a war wizard. That gets complicated then. Because I don't have a war wizard. Just use the new necro spell to truce break every time. The new necro spell. To truce break. What's this? Wait a minute. Stability hit to declare war -5. Oh, that must be it. The goal of every necromancer is to borrow time, to steal it from others, to take it from one's own future. A binge followed by a purge. This is health. That's crazy. Chronophage. That might be a unique term. I don't think I've ever heard someone refer to like a lich or like a necromancer as a chronophage. Something that feeds on time. Or lives on time? What would be the etymology behind that? I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna do that. We can't do that. But that is cool. So, we do still need to drop some meteor swarms. But the problem is, we don't have a powerful mage. So we need to figure out how to do that. I'm not too sure how to do that, actually. How do I get a war wizard nowadays? In the past, what I would do to get a war wizard is I would go to the estates and I would ask them to make an heir a powerful mage, and that powerful mage can become a war wizard. Nowadays, I'm not too sure. You can do a project to get a war wizard. Okay. How do we do that? Battle Mage Academy, that must be it. Each level of Battle Mage Academy gives us a free war wizard and advisor. Okay. So we need to finish until... Oh, sorry, we need to wait until we're finished upgrading our magical infrastructure first. Okay, and then... Yeah, once that's done, then we can do the Battle Mage Academy. And hopefully it doesn't take too long after that. Also get the orb. People have told me that the orb is good. Doubles the length of deposit divination, avoids the negative outcomes of random estate events. Interesting. I really like this new magical system because it feels like you're kind of powering up your magic over time and kind of specializing it too. Oh, apparently also this is wrong. Not wrong, rather it bugged out, and apparently I got 2 levels of Spirit Fire Arts. Supposedly I'm not supposed to do this.
Money's not even real, actually.
Ponder your orb, cat boy.
Thank you very much, Lyra, for the 53... Sorry, thank you very much, Lyra, 5366, for the 5... I know that currency, hold on. Those are Swiss francs, I think. I would love to have a nice little orb to ponder. That would be cool. I think everyone needs to have a little orb to ponder. I also need to do something with these special troops here. Because maybe I have too many of these. Hold on. I definitely have too many of those. I mean, what I could do is just build another army, right? How much money do I make? That's a decent amount. Could build a second army. I could just like have those around for the time being. Could even get rid of them, but I don't know about all that. This truce comes up pretty soon, so we should prepare for that by building a spy network. We will also have to fight Shaman Home, but it's not a big deal. I'm kind of surprised that the command seems to have fallen apart with very minimal influence from us. I'm wondering if Da Hui really is just that strong this patch. The command in the latest patch tends to explode. Interesting. I wonder if they're supposed to explode, though. Because the command is kind of like the Ottomans in EU4. Where if you leave them to their own devices for the most part, they're going to stomp everybody. I think the main difference is that the Ottomans in EU4 have like late game debuffs, which cause them to fall apart. But I think, like, at the very least, having them be an early game menace is really nice to have like a big player in the early game that's difficult to play around. Anyway, how about we actually do something at this point? I've been sitting here doing a whole lot of nothing. Let's see. So we do need to finish that one upgrade. We do also need to take more provinces in North Yanshen. In fact, all of them. I don't think we have a truce with this guy, but they are allied to Jianxiang. So what we're gonna do is go to war with Jianxiang, white peace Shangnu, so that we can sort of like go back and forth, truce break in quotes. Obviously, we're not actually truce breaking, but the main point is that we are shortening the truce to 5 years each time, so that we can just go back and forth, take more until we can hopefully take all this in the next 20-ish years at the very most. Hopefully. Depending on when we actually pick up our province or score cost reduction. Yeah, so for these guys, you do have a pretty standard army size. 27. Yeah, 24 plus 4 is fine. I guess we'll do this. We'll have 2 more over there, and then the rest of you can join this guy. Also in debt, but by how much? Oh, 1 loan? That's not bad at all. I think I actually said, yes, right, we needed to get rid of that last loan so that we could finish this off. Then we're going to take out the better loans again. Wow, good job past me for not spending all my money. Yeah, we'll pay the little bit of extra interest soon anyway, so like we might as well just pay it now. There we go, we get our half-cost level 3 Master of Mint, since this guy's going to die pretty soon. So hopefully this guy doesn't, so we can put him in charge next. We do have a policy, but it kind of sucks, so we'll just disable that notification. And we'll see what the Diet wants again. Actually, will I? No, I'm actually not going to see what they want right now. Although I'm going to investigate the mages a little bit, because that's a lot of loyalty. And if you guys are so loyal, I guess that means you don't need to have that much, right? And yet, I kind of like the things that you have. Well, 13% estate experience modifier in exchange for you just having a ton of land. I don't know how much I like that. It's a lot of land. Also, why is this 3.7%? Weird. Oh, because it's not at 60, that's why. I forgot it scales up to 5. Command's really scary early game, less threat, though nowadays command has some specific points when they are easier to take on. They're disasters and event rebellions mainly. Yeah, they do seem... It seems kind of like they went down a similar path to like the Ottoman development, where eventually the Ottomans became significantly weaker. Well, sort of. Depends. Well, at least by late game, Ottomans are weaker than they used to be. Like, they have things that specifically, you know, sort of nerf them a little bit by late game so that they are more manageable, so that they're not snowballing the entire game. But Command, I guess they wanted to make them less of like a permanent every game kind of threat. Or maybe it was just by coincidence. Anyway, Dahui, you're gonna get no knowledge actually, because we're gonna have to crush you. Yeah, I think right now what we're just doing is waiting for this truce to end, which kind of lines up well with taking land back anyway, so that kind of works. Might as well pick the naval bonus while we're here. We'll go with ship trade power. Not really too sure what I can do with that ship trade power, but yeah, we'll take it anyway. Alright, yeah, we will pick this up, actually. Did I focus on Diplo? I did. Good idea, past me. So I want to pick this up for the current cost, though. 858, we are quite a bit ahead of time, and this lasts at least until the next month. I'm a little torn, actually. It depends. Do I have to do a lot more developing? Well, Jianxiang needs development at some point. What about this? No developing here. No development here. Nothing there. Base manpower of at least 5, but specifically in the Yanshen coast. So I think, oh, is this in the Yanshen coast? No, these provinces, these two specifically are on the Yanshen coast. And they have to be coastal, right? So yeah, that's why one province satisfies the condition, because it's right here. Okay. So eventually, yes, but not relevant to right now. Since we don't need the dev right now, I guess we could take that in 1 month. Just so that it's a little bit cheaper. Alright, new year, we can pick that up. It's rather expensive though, isn't it? 4% innovativeness for 800 mil power. Yeah, you know what, I'll take it. One of those rare times, I think, where I'm willing to take it. If it were admin tech, I would say, nah, who cares? But with Mill, like, I could get more professionalism, I could develop a little bit more, but I do like that innovativeness. Now the question is, what else should I do here? Still need to keep on collecting money. We should turn this down so I don't have to pay as much. One possible issue is that their dynamic mission picks a region to invade, and then their military AI will fight that CV almost no matter the odds. It does seem consistent with what we saw in the last stream, when they fought maybe the worst possible war they could have picked in all of Harass, and then they also had a rebellion. But they would have lost that war even without the rebellion. Oh, I do have rebels, actually. Let's go clear those out before we have to go to war. Okay, where are these guys? Right here. I don't even see these rebels. Where's that? Nope, hold on. Over here, okay. We'll go deal with those first, I guess. Also, look at us, we got guns now. Huge. Oh, nice. Okay, so the treasure fleet learns about colonialism and then moves around. Okay. That kind of makes sense then. Okay. Is that why you have colonialism now? I don't know. Okay, hold on. A few spells cost half mana the next time we cast it. What am I gonna cast? We get divination. Cast a whole bunch of divination just for free mana. I feel like I don't really need to summon elementals anymore. I mean, it's really useful, but at this point... Meteor Swarm? Well, I wish I could, but the problem is that we don't really have a War Wizard. So, for the time being, it just doesn't really seem possible for us. Oh, do I have a Regency Council? I do have a regent for the next 5 years, okay. I do not have the Battle Mages unlocked. I've done pretty much exactly what the game has told me to do. Except I think chat told me to pick this one up. I don't remember what made me pick this, but... oh, the privilege. We have a privilege for that. Oh, Battle Mage Academies, okay. Enables the decision, recruit a War Wizard. Ooh, I see, I see. Okay, well, to do that... I think first I'm going to get rid of something, because I feel like I'm giving these mages too much. Reduced research regulations. Gives me new options in unregulated research events, but is that worth it? People are saying that I should keep this. I think I should keep caretakers of the mage towers. Actually, should I? Local minimum local autonomy and local governing increase cost. I mean, it's useful, but... Oh, I guess we'll go with evocation, because we are going to use the spell. Meteor one. %5 local autonomy because of the mage towers. I don't think the governing cost is going to be worth that much. I mean, it is useful. But do I have enough mage towers to make that worth it? Wish I could check how many I have. I think it's 4 maybe? 4 mage towers in total? So they're saving me 40 governing capacity with that privilege? I mean, it's not bad. Especially when you consider that we're already looking kind of dicey with that. Alright, you know what? Fine, you can have Battle Mage Academies, whatever. Yeah, whatever, sure. We're gonna seize land. We'll give you Battle Mage Academies. And then we can recruit a War Wizard. Okay, so it just makes sure that, or it automatically creates a 0731. But then we get +1 to maneuver, and we get... Every level 2 Eternal Cinder Monastery, your War Wizards refund 2 military power. Okay. So what is that going to be, like 10? I think we have 5 of them right now. Okay, I mean, it's something. Let's just go ahead and make sure that we are actually at war first. And when we do that, let's just make sure that we're actually clearing out these rebels. I think they'll rise up here. We'll take the top option. Just want to make sure I'm not fighting a bunch of rebels at the same time as this war. Seems like it would be kind of annoying. Does Dahui have claims on those lands yet? They do have many claims. But it seems like they're out in a different war right now. Corporate Gaming, can you grant Battle Mage Academies? We did just do that. Oh, this is the one I'm thinking of. Wrong spot. Most of these rebels are pretty chill. I think at some point we're actually going to not have to deal with any rebels. Once we pick up tolerance ideas, and I probably will pick them up at some point. Okay, let's go ahead and get ourselves a war wizard. Too many military leaders. See, the funny thing is, the war wizard is actually not very good among our generals. But I suppose they have to replace somebody. And I guess this guy really just has maneuver going for him. But the rest of his stats kind of suffer. So yeah, we'll replace you with the war wizard. We just need them in charge to do a couple of barrages, and then we can swap them out for somebody who is kind of better at their job. But with that, we should have this truce coming up soon. Okay. Alright, so we are going to take everything that we can take. But for the most part, we're just going to have this as the war goal. Is that a fort, actually? Yes. Well, that's life. We could avoid Shaman Home coming into this war, but it's not a huge deal. It's fine, actually. We actually do want Xiangnu here, and Qianlou being in here. It's actually useful for us. Yeah, I think this is fine. Oh, sorry, I forgot to get rid of a general. With a heavy heart, I think I do actually have to get rid of this guy. Shock is still, I think, supreme at this point in the game. For at least a little bit longer. And then everybody else just has better siege. So better fighting pips and better siege pips. Pretty much. So, unfortunate. So, War Wizard, we're gonna cast, it's Meteor Swarm, right? Yes, and this first cast is actually half off. Buy one, get one half off. Oh, I think we just destroyed the fort. Oh god, what have we done? I didn't read that. Did I just kill off this entire prop? 50 devastation? My bad. My bad. I think we just removed this fort from the face of the earth. My bad. Oops. Everyone's fucking dead, Corbett. Yay, we got a little silly with it. You did read the part about your magical infamy going up a lot, right? Absolutely not. I didn't read any of that. All I read is that the mission told me to do it. And I have to do it 2 more times, actually. I think that beats the siege pips. My bad. I'm sure they'll forgive me, probably. Probably. As we say in the business. Oops. Meow 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 drops the sun on your fort. Meow meow meow. We're just funny little guys. With our funny little meteors. Just a little kitty cat. With big magic. Yeah, okay, we're gonna pick up the religious wars. I don't even know why I'm looking at the other ones. I need that. Although it's not even that useful. Maybe I don't need that. I think it applies to provinces, not to actual, like, state religion, so I think it's still useful for us, but... let me double check that, because maybe I'm stupid. No, that does actually apply. I'm not stupid. Well, I mean, I am, just not in this instance. That's good to know. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so that actually does give us minus 25%. Cool. Did you see they killed clips on YouTube? What do they do? So don't I have a 3 siege guy? I have a 5 siege guy. Hold up. Wait a minute. Where's your capital? There we go. Can't make clips anymore, like in the in-app clip feature. I kind of forgot that was a thing. I think somebody once made a singular clip from one of my videos, and after that, I don't think anybody used it. They probably killed it because nobody used it. I don't think it was well advertised. That's kind of true. Yeah, it's basically the same feature as Twitch clipping. And I think they gave you the option to choose whether or not you could have somebody make clips of your content, and I think by default it was off. That could also be it. Anyway, I'm gonna drop another nuclear bomb on the city. Oops. Oh, that's a siege of Tianlo. Oh, over here? Yeah, I don't care, actually. Did I just reduce this to 3 development? I think I actually killed everybody in this province. My bad. That's like Elephant Command? A Rithagi of Shaman Home. I think we're just making words up at this point. Oh man, I don't have enough mana to drop another nuke. That's unfortunate. Also have too much admin. I'll just drop inflation. Because we hate tax deving. Oh, don't run. Actually, you can run a little bit. I want to swap out generals if I'm going to fight you. Oh, please. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't hurt a fly. But 2 flies. That's a different conversation. How bad is my magical infamy right now? We're still respected. We're good. Drop 2 meteor strikes on 2 cities and nobody bats an eye. Magical infamy is just a number. Surely nobody would declare us to be like witch kings or anything. Nah, we wouldn't do that. And devastation in the capital. We'll walk it off. Why do you run? Why do you run from me? What siege is that? Oh yeah, the one that doesn't exist because there's no fort there anymore. Oh yeah. Hey, don't barrage my fort in front of me, that's rude. Okay, you're gonna get white pieced, I think. Yes, because the goal is to come back in 5 years, declare war on you, and shorten this truce. So white piece. We definitely want that. And, oh dear god, these guys are terrifying, actually. Okay. Who are your rivals, actually? Bene Janraj, Shaman Home, Jad Empire. Oh god, and these guys hate each other too, don't they? The Jad aren't doing anything. Bene Janraj is a maybe. Okay, I'm gonna need some help, because I'm going to probably delete my alliance with Dahui. Because we have to kill them. But I might do that after I take some stuff from these guys. So instead of taking this, kind of a rude peace deal here, I'm going to take this instead. Let's see if I can block off Dahui from being able to take any of the territory in this region. So actually take everything around your capital, and not the actual capital itself. And then, 5 years, declare war on this guy, breaks this truce, white peace, come back in another 5 years, and then, of course, we fully annex them at that point. I think. There we go. As we expected, the theologian is dead, so we have this half-cost guy lined up. We're gonna promote them as well, I think. Even though actually I have too much admin power. Maybe I don't promote you. What do I even do with all this admin power? I don't want to tax dev. But I might have to tax dev. Oh man. My tax efficiency is not looking that good. Actually, you know what? Maybe I get rid of the spirit hunters. Like, what is this even for? I think I needed it for a really early mission. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think we need it anymore, though. -1 national unrest is good, though. That's true. No, I'll keep it. Especially because we just got rid of our theologian. Have you tried the new Twitch voice command for clips? That's a thing? How do I do that? Yo, Twitch, clip that. Is that how you work the new system? That is how you do it? That's crazy. But no, then you're gonna know when I'm clip farming. Also, am I really gonna drop this meteor on a city with 21 development? No, it would be wrong to do that. I mean, no. Canonically, we would not do that. Because the Temple of the Undying Flame sits in Jianxiang. So we can't possibly drop a nuke on the Temple of the Undying Flame. We would never do that. You won't get the city in the next 10 years, though. Well, we could change that. If you're not taking it in this peace deal, well, I mean, we could get it in the next... Okay, we could get it in the next, like, 11 years. Like, you're technically right, but it's not like, that much of a difference. Maybe an accident could happen. Your hand could slip. Oh, yeah. Just accidentally drop a meteor on a city. Who among us hasn't done that before? You know, you're trying to cast a basic summon flame spell, and then all of a sudden you hear the magical sirens outside, and you look up and oh, not again. A second one has fallen on the city. Novice mages these days, am I right? Okay, I think I'm actually gonna fight this guy. Oh right, we need a successor. Whoa. Aw, man, not the face stealers again. Okay, who do we have as a successor? 454. Decent guy. 535. 535 though. Wait, that's the same number of points. Wait a minute. I don't actually want that much admin. Yeah, never mind. We're gonna keep this guy. We're gonna core though. Well, I mean, yeah, we're gonna core. That's true, I guess. I guess. Alright, sure. Two, 5, 3, okay. They're alright, I guess. You guys siege very quickly. And I do not like that. Really don't like that. Increase by a small amount of magical infamy. I'm not going to drop a nuke on my city, but a little fireball reduces the garrison by 400, allowing me to instantly siege it, so... Yeah, I know it's my own city, but... It's only 7 development. It's just a little fireball, it's not that much. Just a little one. Okay, at least they're on a fort that I can go and get to. Actually, I just want you to leave the war, so I'm just going to occupy one city and then step on your capital. You're going to detach because you're slow. I'm going to give you a fast guy. Here you go. On another note, thoughts on Yojo Senki Season 2. I have not actually watched Season 2. In fact, I was going to, but then I realized that I hadn't watched the movie, and the movie is canon, I think. Like, you're supposed to watch it. And I have not. So I figured I should do that first, and I have not. So... I'll probably do that this weekend, maybe. It's kind of like an interesting military anime in the sense where like the premise is kind of silly, but it takes itself seriously. And it's like actually pretty well made as far as like military dramas go. I think it really is part of that era. Actually, I was going to say part of that era as if we're out of that. But the era of, like, basically, you just turn everything into an isekai, even if it doesn't have to be. There are many shows which are like that. Okay, these guys, are you really part of the things I have to take? No, but yes. Maybe it's best if I just break your alliances. Especially that one. And then these two, probably as well. Because you two are still allied. Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna drop my last magical nuke down here because we need to fulfill that mission. But we are not going to nuke their capital because that seems thematically wrong. I do not have enough mana for my nuke. Okay, well, we'll sit there until we do have enough. Just gonna wipe this one troop and then go north. You have any ships? You do. Probably best not to mess with that. Okay. For a lot of normies, isekai label acts mostly as a hook to get them on board. Never quite understood that. Like, I kind of, sort of, a little bit understood the isekai craze when that was like a big thing. Especially back in high school. I have a friend who was on his, like, isekai degenerate arc. Like, that was the only thing he would watch. Out of any shows, he's like, if it's not an isekai, I ain't watching. But I just can't fathom the mindset. Like, I don't... I don't understand. I mean, don't get me wrong, it certainly gave us some pretty decent shows, but it's just interesting how ubiquitous it is. Don't think we'll be able to drop our magical nuke today. We don't have enough mana. We're gonna siege it too quickly. Besides, I should probably start saving my mana because I've just been spending it all over the place. Let's not forget to pick up a few of these. We do want national unrest decrease, and siege ability, and yearly prestige, and legitimacy, but not that. Right, and we don't need missionary strength versus heretics, so we just don't even touch that. And then there we go. We get pretty far into Decana as well. This guy's a great way to justify explaining a fictional setting without having to justify the MC's ignorance. That's a really good point, actually. That's fair, because they're introducing the systems of the world to both the main character and also to the viewer at the same time. So that kind of makes sense. It's sort of like a hero's journey type thing as well. Also, wait, hold on, wait, what is this war? Where did you come from? Wait, what? Where did you come from? Why are you here? You shouldn't be here. Oh, you're gonna get in the way of my plans. Oh, I hate you. That's aggravating. That's very annoying. man. Alright. I have to start sieging stuff. Shoot. I knew I was taking too long on this. I just didn't think they would join somebody else's war at this point, you know? I didn't think that you would actually join this war. With how our war is going on. Aw, man. I didn't expect them to join anybody else's war right now. That's why I didn't really siege much. I just went for the forts because I thought I would be safe. Hubris strikes once again. Uh-oh. Okay, that means I really do need to siege this city quickly. I actually do need to siege this as well. 78%. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, of course I'm gonna take forever to siege stuff now because... Well, let's calm down for a second. You guys are very nearly done this one war. Maybe they'll be done the second one soon. You're attacking Shaman Home for this stuff? Surely you recognize you can only take the stuff that's here, right? Oh man, am I gonna have to wait this war out until they peace? To be fair, they might do it. They're not like the main war leader in this war, so they might just accept peace. Speaking of hubris, yeah, that was a terrible idea, and I deserve those troops dying. Yeah, entirely avoidable, by the way. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait for them to peace out with these other guys. To this point, like, now I'm not getting really any of the things that I want, so we'll just wait a little bit. There's really no harm in waiting. It's not like I need to be at peace for anything. It would just be nice if I didn't have to wait it out. Also, 71%, this game is cruel to me today. You are in 3 wars, though. Damn. Well, better hurry up and, peace out soon. Too much admin power once again. I have to go and keep on tax deving you. Well, I could also just wait literally 3 months and then take the tech. I might be a little bit dumb. Hi, Humpter. Also, yeah, I do need to drink something. It's been like an hour. Isekai is a good way of doing it, but it's also kind of lazy. It is kind of lazy. Also, speaking of being lazy, I forgot to move my ships. But it's not that bad if it is done well. Pretty big if there, because most series, they just treat it as like, here's your expedition, okay? Enjoy your isekai slop. And sometimes they do have like good world building, and like that's respectable when you put a lot of effort into, you know, not just making really boring, generic, you know, fantasy isekai slop. You know, I can appreciate that. But I think it's best done when there is an actual meaning behind the isekai itself. Like, the character actually wants to get back home. Or like, you know, like there's an actual purpose to it. Yeah, I mean, the war score is just, it's just too low. I have to take something. I need to be able to take a 100%, so we'll just wait a little bit. Honestly, I prefer fantasy over isekai, so I actually prefer if the isekai aspect just serves as a way to start the story. Okay. I get what you mean. I think we have different things that we want out of it. To me, it can be useful if it has plot relevance, and it's not just a way of introducing exposition and having a main character that doesn't know anything about the world. When it comes to fantasy that's like true to itself and doesn't invoke the looming corporate spirit of isekai, I think I prefer the type of like hero's journey style of storytelling, where you have a character that lives in this fantasy world, but they live a very simple life that's kind of sheltered from the outside aspects. So as they learn more about the world that they already live in, then that's how you also learn it. Kind of like, because you know, like the classic hero's journey, like Lord of the Rings, right? Like the hobbits, they inhabit the world that they live in, right? Like they have their own unique, cool little quirks about them. But they learn more about the world as they go and explore, like as they make their journey, right? So they learn more about stuff. But they also inhabit, like, you know, the world itself. So that's kind of my preferred way of doing it. Magical infamy decreases by a medium amount. Aren't our mages already respected? Suspicious? Whoa, whoa. Suspicious? What do you mean? Okay, yeah, we should probably take that. Yeah, we should probably take that. Also take that. And then yeah, maybe we'd have that a little. See, nothing suspicious going on here. Nothing suspicious at all, I promise. Oh, I also need to get rid of increased levies. Yeah, because right now, the only two estates that have crown power are the mages and the nobility, and I can't take any from either of them. So, we're going to start with the nobility, because we don't need the extra manpower. We have lots at this point. And then, soon enough, we're also going to have to steal from the mages. We do have a little bit of extra mill power. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually bump up some... no, we get 3.6 per year. I don't think that's worth it, actually. No, it's fine. Really wish I had a half-cost guy here, but... let's see, we're getting pretty close to finishing off diplomatic ideas, and then when we take this tech, if I had to guess, it's going to be another minus 10% cheaper. Probably going to be 400 Diplo power to take Diplotech 12, which isn't too much, so I don't think we need too many Diplo points. In other words, we'll just take a level 1 guy. If I could click. There we go. Oh, you're right, they did actually peace out, and I'm gonna go ahead and scoop up that territory. In theory, I'm kind of far away from them right now. Or let's see, can I just take everything? I mean, it is a max peace deal. The only problem is that it includes the capital, which means that the 5% additional cost... Yeah, 5.2 additional cost is going to get transferred over to another province. So... I think I would almost prefer to just wait a little bit longer. Because they should peace out with these guys, or at least you should peace out with this guy over here. I mean, you can't even take that much. Okay, hold on. You can stay here. Yeah, we have call for peace now, of course. Yeah, they've taken that, that's fine. It's fine because I'm expecting you're going to peace out at some point. The AI may take their time with wars, but they don't usually take that long. I know it's not the game right now. Do you have a TLDR thoughts on the EU5 1.3 patch? Very TLDR, it's good. It's an improvement, I think. Definitely an improvement, at least in terms of bugs. General stability. I actually recorded an entire EU5 video without having a single crashed desktop. Which is a first. I don't think I've ever been able to record an EU5 video without a crash. Pretty happy about that. Hello, are you going to peace out? At some point soon, eventually, I'm sure. Doesn't really matter how long we take, because we know that within the next 2 years, we're going to be truce breaking them anyway. You know, in quotes, truce breaking. Well, you know what? If I pick up the province war score cost, and you guys are 185% war score, if I take minus 20%, then in theory, even if I do take your capital, then in the next war, I should be able to fully annex you still, right? Surely. I technically don't need to full annex them, like they can keep this. I don't actually need it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take this, I think. Temple restoration. We'll get around to it. And then if I declare war on you, perfect. That's what we like to see. I think they're joining that, they're going to join this war out of pure hatred, I think. Pretty much, because they have no manpower, no army strength, they're in debt. But because it's a defensive war and they hate me a lot, they're going to join. Okay, don't I have to do something here? Outposts? I guess I should start building outposts, because I think they take time. So we'll build one here. Oh, they're in entire provinces, okay. I guess we should then, shouldn't we? Speaking of spending money on things. Need a barracks. We need a fort here. And we need another fort here. Satisfy this mission. The Tianlo separatists we can't really do much about. Not until we kick this war off again in 2 years. Actually, what's your war score cost? 93%, okay. Doable. We'll go ahead and fight you now. We'll go ahead and turn... Yeah, we'll go ahead and turn that down. Turn the forts off. Except for this one, and that one. And that one. Yeah, we need one more little oops for the one fort as well. That's true.
Actually, love seeing EU4 content. Keep it coming.
Thank you very much, Goldtooth, for the $20 super chat. Well, I'm glad to keep on making more EU4 content as long as people still like to watch it, and as long as, you know, EU5 still needs a little bit of work for the time being. You know, if you think about it, there are very few games that have like the same level of longevity that EU4 has had relative to like its both its age and also the fact that it has a sequel. Oh wait, you didn't need to have that fort, did you? Because I know I put it on there for the monastery, but yeah, I don't think we need to keep that. So maybe it's fine then. It seems to be fine. Anbennar specifically for me. I don't see myself stop enjoying that content anytime soon. Really is because Anbennar could really be its own thing. It kind of is its own thing. Like, yeah, let me rephrase that a little bit. EU4's longevity is greatly enhanced due to its modding community keeping it alive beyond the grave. I haven't played vanilla EU4 in like a year. Probably longer than a year. Because even when EU4 was kind of just on life support at the very end, when they stopped updating the game, you know, making DLCs, that kind of thing, Even then, I was kind of mostly just making Anbennar content. Also, Dahui. Might ask you for money. Oh. We don't like you that much. No, you don't like me that much. That's awkward. It's actually particularly bad because the only reason you aren't in a coalition against me is because we're friends. Maybe I don't break that alliance. Maybe that isn't the move right now. Ooh, radical reforms. Okay, yeah, we're gonna keep the Master of Mint. Actually, before I do that, this is a really good example of something that I was just thinking about in the background. Because I think somebody in chat said it. Yeah, okay, so I personally like EU5, it has some rough points, but so does EU4, we just learned to deal with them for the latter. This is another one of those things. So, here's an example. For the radical reforms, right, you have these events, and these events kind of tell you what's going to happen. Oh, you're going to lose your Master of Mint and your Trader, and it makes sense. But one of the things it doesn't tell you is that you can just fire them if you want to keep them. And it's such obscure knowledge. Like, there's nothing necessarily intuitive about that. But then when we play EU5, and for example, for me, when I was playing like the Manchu video, and it doesn't feel intuitive to play Manchu. Like, the game doesn't really tell you, like, hey, you should form Manchu really early because when we give you this government reform, you're supposed to use it for the first 30 years. But, like, the game doesn't necessarily tell you that. You have to, like, shuffle around and look for it. Like, there's no guidance on these things. We just come to accept it for EU4. But for EU5, I think maybe we just have a higher expectation for the game to, like, explain things more thoroughly right in front of you, rather than expecting you to have the wiki open on your second monitor while you're playing. And it might be because Paradox games over the past, like, decade or so, mostly over the past, like, 7-ish years, have released in a way that has, like, much better UI systems that tell you what things do, how they work, and so that, like, you don't have to open up the wiki every time you play the game. But yeah, this just reminded me of that. Anyway, we'll keep this guy for now. Oh man, I thought they would rise up here. 12 dev? Ooh, that's 21. Didn't see that. My bad. Okay, again, we can't deal with that until we go to war with these guys, which is in a year and a half. So hopefully this siege lasts a year and a half. Unless, well, that's not true. Okay, I guess I could send some troops over. Defensive Edict? I think that's a trade company. Yeah, it is. It's a trade company because putting a merchant in here is giving me 11 ducats per month, which is a pretty decent part of our economy. We'll go ahead and fight these guys too. Have we tried selling colonialism? I haven't, because I don't want anybody to have it. I'm actually the #1 gatekeeper. Alright, looking for Anbennar tag suggestions, Corbett. I have many. I would be looking for some suggestions, actually, because an idea I've had recently is that I should do, like, mini showcases of some mission trees. Videos that I can make in, like, a day or two, rather than, you know, the ones that take Castanor amounts of time. I think that would be cool. It would allow me to make videos faster, and if I can make videos faster, then I can also stream more, so... Or at the very least, it gives me content to release while I'm spending 80 hours on the long campaigns. Like a video per tag? Yeah, just like a little short one. You know how like a bunch of tags in Connor have short mission trees? Like there's that one tag in the Empire of Anbennar that's like a potion seller tag. Their whole thing is about making potions, and I think they have a relatively short mission tree. You have a guide on how to play the adventure companies in the old Casanaf areas. Tried one, but once I realized they use mechanics from the North American natives, I quit. They kind of use North American native mechanics. They kind of, sort of use it. I think the idea for that is like, yeah, you just annex as much like tribal territory as possible. Like you just fight as many people as you can. Because I think once you settle down, I think you get all of it. All of your tribal territory. So you kind of want to lock in. Yeah, and you do leave the tribal stage pretty fast. I think you're only really in that until like the 1500s, early 1500s. Let's keep on taking more land back. The potion sellers go until the 1600s at least. What? Okay, well I just need something that's kind of short, you know? Maybe I don't have to play the full tree, but because I've been thinking, I've been putting out a lot of videos that are like, oh, I played an entire campaign of this thing. And not to bore you with going-ons, or the goings-on, whatever that expression is, of making content. But when it comes to making content for EU5, it really is just such a long game. Like even compared to EU4, I could record an EU4 video back in my prime. Back during my university days, I was still able to release like one EU4 video every week or two, because ultimately the longest run would take me maybe like 11 hours. Goings on, that's yeah, I think that's the phrase. So a lot of my EU4 videos were like, okay, I'm gonna record like 4 or 5 hours, that's the video, upload. But then I started to get more ambitious with my Anbennar videos especially. That was like the big turn, was the Anbennar videos. When now I'm making these, it's like, oh, this one video, it's gonna take me like 12 hours to record the first part of it. And then by the time I'm done this campaign, I've just spent 40 hours on a Kobold Zan playthrough. And then Cast and Nor upped the ante even further. That took me like 80 hours. I guess I could be conquering Into the Serpent Spine, right? Like, I don't have to wait for my claims, I guess. U5 is also more micro-heavy, so I suspect that also drags things out. Yeah, it definitely does. You have no idea, like, the ratio of actual content to background administrative work in my Aztec campaign was kind of ridiculous. I would record for like 5 hours straight, and I would have maybe 5 minutes of me actually speaking. Because everything in the background was just like, okay, I gotta build these buildings, I gotta expand my trade, I gotta urbanize more. I have to expand the army, I have to move armies across the Atlantic, I have to do this and that and all that stuff to put down rebellions. Honestly, that's one of the things that makes Victoria 3 pretty easy to record an entire run. Because even when you do have to do some background administrative stuff, it's actually very little in comparison to like EU4 and EU5. Centaurs seek an audience. Okay. Arrangement has been reached. Cool. become apparent that these particular clans of centaurs have no ill will towards our people. Raids will not occur here. Okay, cool. Could try Woodwell. I gotta start writing down some ideas for runs. Hold on, chat. Give me good ideas. Let me take up my writing pad here. Also realizing that my writing pad is getting very close to being full. Oh shoot, wait, is it full? Uh-oh. I have 5 pieces of paper left on my writing pad. Uh-oh. What do we have here? Woodwell? Then someone said Luxembourg as well? For EU5? My favorite Anbennar nation? Luxembourg? My favorite fantasy country that doesn't exist? Oh, another one of these? I mean, we'll keep on granting audience. Another arrangement, let's go! We're so goated. We don't need that. Actually, you know what I do need? Money. Thank you. And then actually, who are you fighting? Nobody. Okay, fine. Anyway, this truce is, hold on, should be done. Maybe in 2 months? Ooh. Hold on. I think this is from, the Dangun, thing that we did, the mission. The spirits of Dangun have been adamant in their resistance to our expansion, as the harmful effects of spirit fire on spirits of many types is becoming more problematic in areas such as Goan, where spirits hold important administrative duties. You know, I never really considered that the spirits would be part of the bureaucracy. I don't know why, I just thought they would be natural phenomena that would, like, spook people every now and then. And maybe make the rain happen or something. Or maybe, like, abduct people, you know, like spirit things. Normal spirit activities, and you're telling me they just have these spirits doing paperwork? That's gotta suck. Imagine, imagine you live your life, and then you die, and eventually, after like 100 years, some country pops up where you died, and you're just the spirit walking around, and they're like, you, paperwork, now. Even in death, you're forced into your 9 to 5. That's cruel. Anyway, like many problems, this issue was eventually solved through the joint effort of Dangun's spiritual advisors and the pyre mages of the Ashen Soul. Slightly tweaking the inlays of the braziers, the flames can be calibrated to allow for spirits of a certain pattern to be unaffected by the repelling heat, allowing the spirits of Goan to continue their duties without being harmed. With this rift between our cultures healed, we may now finally understand their teachings of the spirits. Okay, we add another faith to our interfaith dialogue, and we get a couple of accepted cultures. That's pretty cool. I have so many accepted cultures, I'm starting to feel like the Mugals. Okay, diplomatic core to finish off Diplo ideas. I do like that national unrest that we get. And then for our free admin policy, I mean, it's free, but I don't really care that much. I mean, the first ones are also free for this too, so we might as well pick that up. And we'll pick that one up. I guess what I should have done... Never mind, I was doing that. Good job past me. I should also do this, though. Maybe this too? Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually I have a claim on it, so it's fine. And then eventually... Yeah, we just have an issue with Dahui. We could do something interesting with Qianlo, where we actually take all of this stuff. Right, and then we end up going to war with these guys, which brings us to war with Dahui, without actually needing to break the alliance first. But is that a wise idea? Probably not, because what I should do with Dahui is I should use the truce, just like I'm doing with these guys. I should go back and forth. Because if you're an autonomous vassal... Oh no, you get called in though. Never mind. How am I going to truce cycle you? I'm really not too sure, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Okay, I think... We're not going to break our alliance until I annex both of these countries, I think. Whoa. Sudden raid? What? How could you do this to me? Actually, could these guys rise up, please? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna force you to rise up. I don't want to wait like this. But I will have you move to here. Okay, so the game plan is something like this. We declare war on you, it brings in Jianxiang. I guess we'll make it your capital, we'll siege that pretty quick anyway. But these guys, we're gonna go straight to your capital, siege it down, get you to wipe peace out, and then we're gonna do the whole thing over again in 5 years. We'll get that back, it's fine. Has Corbett played Honsai? I have not. But I think I've seen them before. How we doing today, Corbett? I'm pretty good, Nightbear. Man, face stealers. And his stability. Aw, oh, man. 235, 364. Yeah, we'll pick this guy. Also, I should drop a little nuke. Just a little one, though. Just a little one as a treat. Just right here, though. Oh, it doesn't even lose that much actual development. Thought that it would. Anyway, one more for the road. And that finishes off Cosmic Calling. It also, I think, makes us a little bit infamous. Just a little suspicious. It's fine. Just a little bit. We've investigated the strange portal in the middle of the wastes for long enough to gain some understanding of its unnatural function. And through this research, we have uncovered something catastrophic. Something stirs in the depths of the Nomsylhan Rift. A slumbering ancient thing that breathes confusion and consumes reality. We don't know what exactly it is, but its dreams are poison to our fire, and its murmurs cause quakes that shake the earth. Leaving this presence untouched cannot stand, for the threat it poses to us if we continue to delve the rift is far too great. For our research to continue, it must be destroyed. Yeah, we'll see about that. Magic is infused into our bloodline, guaranteeing heirs are powerful mages. Well, that's a little awkward. We just got a new heir. Oops. Can't you erase the permanent face stealers with the great project in the old capital of that purple tag? I think if we get it to level 3 we can. Yes. So if we funnel a whole bunch of money into it, then yeah. I do also need to turn this into an actual state. A little concerned over that governing capacity, but maybe I actually just need to lock in and play better. Anyway. Plumbing the depths of the Nomsylhan Rift is not an expedition taken by the faint of heart. Dangers within this otherworldly portal are often deadly and cannot be fully comprehended by our mortal minds. Still, the Ashen Soul explores the other side of the rift with trepidation, in their efforts to try and locate the beast which slumbers on the other side. Today, the expeditionaries find themselves in an underground cave system, stretching through the darkness for an unknowable distance. The brave mages walk through the caverns, searching for signs of life, when they suddenly hear a sound similar to that of a crystal shattering into minuscule fragments. Slowly, they look around, and in the blackness they spot 2 glowing eyes, shining a curious blend of gold and silver. Suddenly, the twin metallic lights surge forward, and from the black emerges a terrifying creature of scale and claw, seemingly some sort of gigantic reptilian tiger. The mages scramble, flinging spirit fire across the cavern while monks wreathe their swords in pink-blue flames. The creature races forward, and within moments is upon them. On the other side of the portal, mages of Haramari, Hobgoblin, and human descent work to hold the rift open, while ogres commune with spirits surrounding the complex who act as scouts within the rift. These managers of the other side soon begin to feel large spikes in magical energy emanating from the portal. And just as they evacuate the immediate area, titanic jets of blue flame shoot into the sky. Soon after, one lone Haramari mage emerges from the rift, covered in red and blue blood. She raises her hand, and slowly from within the void, a gargantuan corpse emerges into the desert. She places it into the sand, and collapses to the ground. Ominous. Okay, so I'm assuming that is not just... That's not just the only one that's here. What province produces it? Is it this one? No. Contach produces Danesteer. Contach? Didn't someone say this is like the thing of Contach? No, Quartz Kothon. Not even close, actually. Okay. Contach. Oh, right next to it. That makes sense. Sure, okay. Do I get to have this, though? Maybe. Okay, well, we get Danesteer. Woo. Okay, it just upgrades it, I see. We always generate a powerful mage ruler, sure. Okay, so for now we don't have powerful mages, but actually, are you gonna get a powerful mage trait? No, okay. I thought maybe. Slightly concerning battle, but I think it's fine. Face stealers. Orc found in the kitchen. Still not gonna white piece. Okay. Fortunately, nothing bad's gonna happen here, but should still get rid of that guy. Where are you getting this many troops from? How do you have 51,000 troops? You have like 7 provinces. Come on, let me siege this, please. Thank you. Okay, then I'm just gonna siege like 7 provinces here. Maybe like 1 province, and then they'll leave. As long as I can siege this before they siege that. Which is very close to not happening. But they will white piece us. Which is perfect. Then I need you to come back over here to fight them. Please don't take a 7%. Just need these troops to get here. Please don't take this. Let's go. We're so back. I can only take like 6 provinces. Nice. Alright, well, maybe what I'll do instead is I will take your forts, or this fort at least, and that fort, and then I'll take this stuff. Ooh, that's 104%. I guess I can concentrate dev, though. Yeah, there's enough dev here to concentrate at least once. Mr. Corbett, I'm missing 2 of the DLC for Anbennar. Do you think they're worth getting just to play the mod? I guess it really depends. Isn't there somewhere out there, I think there's a guide that kind of details what DLC you need for what content? Who is Fetengoni? Really? mean, if you say so. We do need to decrease magical infamy. The guide somewhere, but I don't know where. Yeah, it might be in the Discord. At the very least, if you're looking for help, most of the time the people in the Discord are happy to help you out. The Anbennar one, I mean. There we go, we can take everything. This shouldn't be an issue, right? It's fine. I think. As long as I can concentrate some dev, we'll do a little bit. I think just the one province will probably solve it. That's embarrassing. Okay. There we go. Fixed it. Unfortunately, to get my troops back, it is going to have to be all done through naval. Someone actually explain when you would concentrate dev? If you're being greedy like me and you want to take a peace deal that puts you over 100% overextension, then that's when I concentrate dev. Otherwise, I don't really click the button ever. Oh, you're asking if buying those DLCs is worth doing just to play in Anbennar. Okay. So, yeah, it kind of depends specifically on, like, what you want to play in Anbennar. Because, I don't know which DLCs you're missing. And I don't know which tags they affect. But if you want to play, like, a really major tag, like, you want to play, I don't know. Does Jadari need something? Maybe. If you want to play Jadari, and they need a particular thing, okay. Thank you, Windows, for telling me I have an update that just ruined my aspect ratio. Don't ask a second time. I said no the first time. Thank you, Windows. So yeah, the mages need to screw off a little bit. You're loyal though. Oh, because you're suspicious. Really? That's what causes the coup to happen? Really? Oh, being suspicious increases it by 40%. That is quite substantial. Okay, I mean, it's still solvable though. That is a unique disaster. I did not expect to see that. You can let you yoink dev before you toss out land into a vassal as well. That's true, but I'm pretty sure if you do that, then the vassal gets kind of upset. If you give them land that you've concentrated development in, I'm pretty sure they don't like you very much. There are spells that fix that? Let me see what I have for this. There we go. Yeah, we can get Enchanting Envoy. Oh, magical infamy of our emperor decreases by a small amount. That's not the same as the mages. I don't think we have anything for this. It's a vassal, their opinion isn't relevant. I mean, it's kind of relevant if you want to annex them. Okay, countries are starting to kind of care about what I'm doing. Maybe annexing half of Hales in the next 50 years is not a good idea. The Oni separatists again? Didn't I just fight you? Mage does work. I don't know if there's spells for it. Yeah, we'll just have to keep on doing these. Let's see, what are they actually at? Their influence has to be above 100. It's actually 109%. So if we get rid of one privilege that gives them 5 or 10%, then actually they don't have a privilege that gives them 10%. Never mind. Never mind. Wait, I'm dumb. That guy is level 3 half cost. Okay, let's see, sorry. Oh man. I've been sitting down for so long today, I'm starting to feel a little stiff. I spent hours recording some EU5. You know when it gets to like the end of like a workday doing anything and you're kind of like, oh boy. You just stand up and walk around a little bit. Gotta prevent those blood clots from forming in your legs or something. I don't know what happens to you when you sit down for too long, but whatever it is, it's happening to me. Whew. There we go. Correct, you need to annex all of Hellas in the next 50 years? I don't know, I can give it until 1700 maybe, I think. Supremacy over the crown, that is true. That would remove the 10% influence. But I kind of want to keep that. Don't think, oh, well, actually, I don't need that. I actually don't need that. But it is the most useful privilege for the least maximum absolutism reduction. VTuber's legs? I thought they were just magical torso. Hold on, I'm gonna blow your mind for a second. Watch this. Okay, hold on. Legs. They've been there the whole time. And you don't even know. Few in the entire world have seen these legs before. That one's for free. Look at that. Feet for free in the big 26. There you go. Been there the entire time. And now just for that bit, now I have to move all of my stuff over to tab back into EU4. Yeah, Corbett, just want to say I really like your videos. It's fun to see you achieve various crazy challenges in games and to hear you describe how you go through them. Well, I'm glad you like them. Although I will admit sometimes the crazy challenges do sometimes take their toll a little bit. I think I was actually actively decaying some brain cells during that Manchu video. I think I was really losing them the entire time. You move them or they ain't real? What do you want me to do, wiggle them? Is it time to talk about the body pillow again? Maybe. Maybe. I have considered the possibility of doing another subathon slash streamathon, you know? The thing is, like, the last one still haunts me. Like, it is still a specter that haunts me every time I go to sleep. Because the first one was so poorly managed by me. Like, it had lasting consequences for over a year. And there are still lasting consequences to it. Like, there are some things in the subathon, some donation goals that I realized just wouldn't be feasible, but didn't realize until long after, and I'm like, ah, man. Fortunately, I think most of the people who were there and donated to the subathon were there because they wanted to donate to the stream, not because they were expecting the rewards. Clearly the body pillow one is like If there were any that I would hold myself to making sure it gets done no matter what, then the body pillow one would be one of them. Because that one's very popular. So, like, you know what? If that actually did get achieved, then I would make sure that happened. But, like, I wanted to make sure one of the goals was getting the merch done. So I wanted to do that. And then world trade kind of like imploded a little bit. Turns out it's actually really hard to make merchandise when global trade circumstances are making companies shift their warehouses around. So basically, like, because tariffs and stuff like that, like, a lot of companies had big issues with merchandising. So, like, one company I wanted to go with was like, sorry, we're not accepting people right now. And I should double check that because the circumstances have kind of changed a little bit, but it turns out it's actually kind of hard to make that happen. And then I did actually start, and I haven't quite finished the Three Mountains video that I was gonna make for that. I will still finish that because I did get halfway through it. There's a long story behind that. When that video does eventually release, you will learn that, like, that's a whole saga, that Three Mountains video. There's a whole story behind that, but it will release at some point. Because I'm not just gonna, like, do half of Three Mountains and then not finish it. I already got past the hard part, so I just have to finish the tedious snowballing part. And then... what else was there? Ooh, a mega campaign also. That one I need to do. I need to, like, sit down and just carve out like a month to finish that, because I don't even know how to do that. How does one even make a mega campaign in a way that's satisfying? Like, do I just hold back during EU4? Do I just play worse to make sure I don't do a world conquest, or to make sure I don't develop to the moon? A lot to think about. EU4 in the big 26? I mean, if I do a mega campaign, there's gonna be some EU4 in the big 26. Extreme, to be honest, that seems like it would be far, far worse. What is this? Centaur tributary system. I don't really know what it wants me to do. I think it just wants me to conquer it. I do get a large tolerance increase of centaurs, so you know what, maybe I'll take the top option. It says it'll lock my policy to centaur tribute, but aren't we going to be doing centaur tribute? We're not really settling the plains. So... I'll take the top option. Maybe we could expand in another direction. Yeah, we could actually invade these guys, that's true. Good RP as a way of holding back or even losing ground for mega campaigns. True. And if I were to do a mega campaign, honestly, I don't really know if I would do Hoi 4 at the end. I don't know, maybe it would be disappointing to not have that. Skip World War II, go straight to space in Stellaris? That's the thing. Like, whatever happens at the end of World War II kind of defines, like, the ideology we go into space with. Also, I don't think I would do Stellaris at the end of a mega campaign, I'm sorry. I just don't think it would get enough interest to justify the time spent on it. Still reeling from the absolute flop that my last Stellaris video was. The memory is too fresh. Like the trade node areas, when I played Harpies, the planes were two pretty easy merchants to trade. Yeah, I think we've made trade companies in the... Oh, maybe I didn't. I realized that I wouldn't really get much out of these. But I can try. Maybe Stellaris would have more consistent viewership if they didn't rework the entire core of the game every 6 months or so. I don't know about that. One of the weird things about a lot of Paradox games is that the actual viewership seems to be more dedicated than the player base. Like, people like watching Paradox games more so than, like, in a lot of different games. People who watch the games will most often also play them, and they're like looking for tips and stuff, or they want to watch somebody who's really good at it. But seemingly, for some reason, a lot of Paradox games, like the viewer base, is relatively independent from the popularity of the actual player count. Yeah, I'm not a Stellaris channel, so I don't have a lot of people who like to watch Stellaris. It's twofold actually. Because I have a very small, like, Stellaris viewer base, so to speak, I don't really have people who are going to click on the notification when they see it. So the way that YouTube works when it comes to, like, the initial push of your video is that if your video goes out to subscribers and they don't react, like they don't click on it to watch the video, then it's far less likely to send out that notification to anybody else or to have it show up on people's home feeds. Because basically, YouTube will look at a video and say, like, wow, even your own subscribers don't want to watch this? Why would we show this to anybody else? That's how it works in the short term. In the midterm, you'll have like that point in time where it starts to get pushed to a few people who like that game to see if they'll watch it. But also because I'm not established in the genre or community for the game, then those people are less likely to watch my video on a particular thing compared to other people who are actually good at what they do. So the example from my Stellaris video is that I don't think my video was very unique. It was playing as like, you know, you play the Great Khan, you play as the nomadic warship people, right? And then you take over the galaxy, you become the Great Khan and all that stuff. But I think that was pretty popular. I think a lot of people did that because, I mean, obviously it's cool as hell. You know, if people wanna play it. If even I have an idea to play something in Stellaris, there's a good chance somebody who's better at the game than me also had that idea and already made a video. And I also released it at like the same time as all those other people who released theirs. So like their videos got good viewership. Mine didn't get good viewership because I released it at the same time, so people are like, oh, I've already seen this concept. And my subscriber base wasn't very interested in it. And it's sort of like it's oversaturated, so the timing is wrong, it's oversaturated, and I'm not known for Stellaris. So it's kind of like a doozy. Pretty big combo of reasons for why it didn't succeed. The solution to that, by the way, is to keep making more videos. So like that's sometimes people will get like the wrong impression if they make a video like that and it flops, like it gigaflops, and then they're like, okay, I'm never gonna touch this again. And you know, you only have so much time in a day, so that can be reasonable. But the solution to that is to actually just keep on making more videos of that game until eventually you do start to get some part of a subscriber base that enjoys your videos specifically for that game. But then it gets a little complicated. YouTube is such a weird thing, the way that it kind of encourages you to do basically the same thing forever. Because even if I did start to get a bunch of subscribers for different kinds of videos, different kinds of games, then what you have is like a split viewer base, which can also, it depends on how you make it work out, but like it can also kill your channel over time. I don't know, there are like a billion ways to kill your channel on YouTube, actually. For as many ways as there are to make it, there are as many ways to destroy your own channel. Now, do I want to take over the Serpent Spine? Surely at some point I have to, right? Surely? Maybe? Maybe not? Nothing for the Serpent Spine, huh? Don't have to take it over, but a vassal in there is nice? Yeah. Maybe I'll vassalize these guys then. They don't like me, but that's okay. Actually, you're monstrous. Well, semi-monstrous. Okay, you're chill then, actually. Yeah, you don't like me, but that's fine. But anyway, yeah, I think the ideal situation for pretty much any YouTuber, the dream, so to speak, is to eventually just do variety. But that's its own brand of dangerous. Because it kind of relies on people liking you enough for you to the point where they'll watch anything that you put out. And it can be done. There are people who are successful doing this. But it also means that you have to put in a lot more effort to learn things that you aren't very familiar with. Like, you have to be really good at adapting. Me personally, I like to take things a little bit slow, so I'll branch out into other games and I'll try to establish a bit of a presence there. But I have to be wary, because if I do that too much, then it'll split my subscriber base, and that could be bad, because then my view to sub ratio decreases, and that also looks bad. Like, have you ever seen a channel before that has like 1 million subscribers, but they get like 4,000 views on their videos? That's kind of the results of accidentally killing your channel. And that can be one of the ways that you do that. Kind of brutal algorithm for branching out and trying new things. Yeah, it kind of is. Oh, also, I didn't expect that you would actually invade these guys. I should have, though, because you are voracious. You just keep on taking more and more territory, and nobody bats an eye. But when I take territory, all of a sudden it's a huge deal. Okay. I see how it is. Okay, listen, man. I think I'm gonna have to dissolve this alliance. This is the last straw, unfortunately. I think we will have to fight to the death. Multiple times. I really don't want to, but yeah, we have to do it. You're doing too much, man. You're just doing too much. Also, haven't I finished this? 16 provinces with my religion in northern Yanshan. Wait a minute. With my religion? I have to convert this stuff? That's a new one. Why is that? Oh, is that because it's a heresy? It's not a heresy. I lied. Okay, so what's the problem here? Why can't I integrate these guys? I'm not too sure, but whatever, fine. So we have to start actually converting this stuff, I suppose. They were used to being administered by Haramari, so there's nothing to syncretize with. Okay. 32 months, even after all that. Could get enforced unity of faith. It is going to make everybody quite a bit angrier, but it's either that or I keep farming to try and get a missionary guy. But one of the things that I learned at some point, very long time ago, is that if you want a missionary advisor, it's going to have to come from a province that is of your religion. Which means that the chances are we are probably not going to find one. I mean, we could. Could, maybe. It is very tough, actually. Because so much of this territory is the other religion. 16 provinces. I mean, if each one takes 3 years, that's a really, really long time. That's a real problem that we have to deal with. Even Jianxiang is Kao Yin worshippers? That's so cursed. Absolutely not. What is Namla Beta? Is that this thing? Namla Beta. Who on Earth? I don't know. Does every province have that? The global thing. Oh, right. Right, that's the global thing. I did set the state bonus. Should full core that. Maybe I just need to wait a month. Maybe that's it. Yeah, okay. Still, that is going to take a long time. Yeah, they're not going to like this very much, but I actually am going to give myself the enforced unity of faith. Just to make this go faster. Am I crazy or did I just become more pink? No. And yet? No, I think I'm crazy. Never mind. There you go. Even gave you more than enough. Okay, so the mages, they should lose their... influence? Oh. Okay, you did not lose your influence. Still suspicious even after that. Okay, well, let's do more mage agendas. What do you want? Base tax? We can absolutely do that. The Anbennar devs are so innovative, they found a purpose for tax deving. Hallucinations are starting, the natural consequences of playing in Gozengun. It's the spirits. The spirits are, causing me to hallucinate. Okay. You ever see that guy? I think he's on TikTok, maybe. And he just goes into abandoned buildings with like a loud speaker. And he goes in there and he's like, "Spirits! Wake up!" And he starts playing extremely loud music. I love those videos. That's how it feels whenever I'm playing whenever I'm playing in harass. Going into these temple complexes. Spirits! Wake the fuck up! Oh man, this war is gonna be so tedious. Do I even make the most money in harass right now? No, he probably outclasses me. Not by much, though. Okay. Maybe we can work with this a little bit. I'm gonna pull off one war against Da Hui. And then the stream's probably gonna end at that point. Alright, the truce with Tian Lo. You're allied to Da Hui. Oh, I hate you now, actually. We were only allies on paper. Because as soon as they declared war on Ginseng, like, they knew. They must have known.
Perfect to check in right before the stream ends.
Thank you very much, Moritz, with the 41 months in the Prime sub. 41 months. Oh, also, I need to do some magical things. Battle Mage Academy? I think that's a good one. I don't even get to ponder. Oh, I don't have divination. What else do I need, actually? I need abjuration. Maybe I should do that. You've trapped all of their troops. Well, they're not really going to be trapped as soon as I start fighting them. In fact, I would prefer if they were spread out. Who can I have to help me fight Da Hui? Not you. But what if you really like me? What if we become allies? That changes nothing. Excellent. Okay, what if... Nope, then Jean-Raj hates me. Arok Kellen, maybe? I know you're not a fan of Baihon Jin. Right now, I'm actually just realizing when someone asked me earlier if I played Baihon, I think they were talking about this guy. Would you help me against Da Hui? If I begged? Oh, you're also allied to... Oh, of course, everybody's also allied to Da Hui. Why not? Let's just have everyone allied to the Dragon Emperor. Sure. Okay, I need to lock in. Do I take this early? What tech are you on? 11? I'm on 12. 12 is actually... it is actually good tech, because I think that's the one that gives me mill tactics. Yup, that's a good one. Getting the better cannons would be great, because I would actually like to start having artillery. For now, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do that. We need to make a bunch of money because we need to expand the army. Level 3 natural scientists. Yeah, sure. We basically have 4 years to completely update and modernize the army. Actually, am I going to have enough time to fight this war in the next half hour? I don't think so. There we go, we finished this mission. Standing at the foothills of Nomsulhan, the stone gate serves as the barrier between the Forbidden Plains and the Gozengun, keeping the centaurs at bay with its imposing walls and unforgiving terrain. The passes into this region of the world have served us well as we grew into the state we are today. But now the time comes where we must leave the comforts of our nation's youth behind. We've heard of great wonders in the rolling fields of the plains, and if we wish to see their splendor, we must venture beyond Gezonraj's cradle. We get some permanent claims. The Forbidden Plains are 50% less to core, and we get an event in 3 years. I will stir tensions within the Lake Federation, preventing Calcito from forming. We just do domestic sabotage. Foreign interference. Actually surprised we make as much money as we do. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Because I do kind of want to turn this into a trade company. My plan for this region generally, outside of like, you know, the capital, maybe like up to here I'll keep cord, but everything else here I kind of want to do the classic half state plus trade company combo. Where I basically turn one state into the trade company state and then everything else is half stated. You can move your capital to that region in a few missions. Oh, you're right. Shoot. Well, at least for now, we do get another one of these guys. Not really sure what to do with it, though, because our capital for collection is so garbage. You know what? I might actually just move my trade capital. While I am still earning 13 ducats. Could earn more money if I just decide, you know what, we're gonna do this too. Trade company that. Make that level 2. If we put a little merchant in here, we should get some money. Trade a Cangji, best move you can make is blobbing into the Forbidden Plains, turning it into trade companies for the extra merchants, and then steering those Zengun trades so that it flows all the way to Gowon, then collect in Yanshen. That does seem to be the case. It would be best to make it flow here, and then into Gowon, and then, especially if we had more trade power here, then, yeah, that would be the ideal situation. Let me just see how much I'm collecting here. Because I might actually... Well, no, it's not going to be any better than transferring, because they're already transferring that. Wow, a whopping 3.5 buckets. Riveting. Okay, well... Yeah, there's really not much we can do to fix that. Okay. If I could get a merchant here, well, not really right now. Because, yeah, ideally you want it to go from Namsulhan into here, into here, into here, up here, then into here, and then down to here. It's ideal for trade compounding. Even then, we can't really compound much, but... Well, we could have a worse trade situation. At least we're making a decent bit of money off of it. Can't really complain too much. We are making almost identical income to Dahui, and we live in a frigid, inhospitable steppes/plains, and everything sucks here, and they live in basically Chinese farmland. So I think I can be happy with rivaling them. What is this request? What do you mean, try to take this? What do you want from me? I'm not taking that. I can't even core that. Oh yay, it's the face stealers again. Yippee. Okay, a new heir if we can get a better one. That's a toss-up. 363 is worse than what we have, but also they're guaranteed to be a powerful mage. I think I will do that. Also, I'm thinking I should invade the Great Plains. That's what I'm thinking right now. Because honestly, yeah, we could worry about Dahui, but it's still going to be a few years on that. And even when it comes to fighting these guys, I'd only need to leave like one army behind. So even though this truce comes up this year, I'm not going to need that much for it. Like, I can leave these guys behind and they can take care of this for me. I still have my war wizard, so I'm just gonna get somebody else. There we go. They just always want Dame's Tear / incense / relics. Seems to be. Ooh, 15% construction cost reduction though. Can I make any good manufactories? Some of them, yes. You know what? You know what? I might make a few of these manufactories. Minus 15% construction cost? Not just the minus 15%. Oh, also, I guess I should put this on autonomous because everything else won't get converted. Anyway, where is this? Okay, not here, I guess. Anyway. In addition to that cost reduction, I think we can go to aid construction in conjuration, get another minus 20%. I will actually do this. So construction is now 40% cheaper, right? And what we're going to do with that is we're going to go to the merchants, take out these loans, and we're going to invest in some manufactories, which are now 40% cheaper. Okay, cool. Little outpost things. A little concerned about this war, because I kind of want you to finish this war and succeed before I just beat you up. Who are you fighting? They're fighting the dwarves, okay. These dwarves have missions, actually. They feel like Ruby holds, but in the east, so I feel like they wouldn't have missions. They do. Interesting. This is Jianxiang. You know what? Yeah, I'll just fight them right now. Hey guys, do you want to fix that for me, please? Would you mind fixing that? You guys, do you want to fix that for me? Okay. 92,000 troops, and it's all cavalry, and they're going to have massive cavalry bonuses. Presumably. So how do I want to fight this? I mean, I should probably anti-monstrous, right? Oh, that only reduces aggressive expansion. Not the cost. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. The vassal swarm while remaining in OPM? Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like they should do that with Ruby Hold too. Mission tree where you just stay in the hold. And you're just kind of chilling with your vassals. We also need 2 more mage towers, but we'll get around to that. Oh man, I was kind of hoping they would take the, you know, it's like a 50-50. You gonna take this or this one? Kind of hoping they'd go for that one. I'm still gonna siege this. Actually, I could assault that. No, it's fine. You know what? We're just gonna do it. And I would like to see... You know what I want to see, actually? I want to see you try to attack my forts. It's kind of what they're here for. Then again, I feel like I could just go straight to their forts. Well, I need to clear out their armies first. So we'll wait a little bit. Okay, I really only have a few minutes here. Are you done your war, please? No, somehow? Okay. I just have no idea where their troops are. Your capital's here. Oh, right, yeah, you move your capital to get closer to your conquests. That's like your whole thing. Do I wait? Yeah, probably. At least until I bring this army over. Don't I have a spell to like reveal their entire map or something? Yeah, but not really. Okay. Because I don't even know how to invade these guys. Like their development is so low, and it's universally low all across the board. It's like invading Russia and EU4, but from the east. Like, what are you even actually supposed to do there? So I'm kinda just hoping that they try to attack me. But it seems like they're sieging something. Yeah, they have at least 23,000 troops there. You know what? I'm gonna go in. What am I doing? Hold up. They were a lot closer than I thought they were. That's a really good first roll, though. Wait a minute. You wouldn't happen to be made of paper, would you? No, no, they're not made of paper. Nope. Nope, they're not. Okay, we're crumbling. We need to leave that. Still favorable trades. So like in the end, it's not a big deal, but it's like, wait a minute. You were a lot closer than I expected. Why am I going here? Why would I go further into enemy territory? You have a very safe retreat back here, you know, and I think I told you to go there, so... Very perplexing decision, I have to say. You know what I should be doing? I should be developing the institution. I think I've just been developing nothing, pretty much. Just random things. I could develop it there, but I could also develop it here. I think it would be cheaper. And it would probably spread faster. Yeah, because I can only counteract the penalties. Yeah, the farmland's gonna be a lot better, and it's gonna spread faster, so... Might as well dev... It's a good question, I don't know where. Oh, I do know where exactly. This. Well... Okay, well it is Highlands actually, so maybe not. But this is a really nice province because if it does reach this location, then it spreads out along this coast and this coast. But it's probably better not to. We could have it here, actually. Well, maybe I should give it a little mage tower as well. It'll only take a couple of years. But I'm still going to spend a little bit of dev in here. I'm not min-maxing the efficiency, I'm just like trying to get rid of some points that I have. Really bad attrition tick, but we should be able to siege this very quickly. Yeah, we're doing alright in the fire phase when we fight these centaurs, but the shock phase is kind of devastating, which we expected because it's centaurs. Oh, right, yeah, the way that you fight centaurs is you literally just right-click on a province, and then by the time you move your mouse, it'll be occupied. I forgot, they have negative defensiveness. That's a slight issue. I'm gonna solve that. 12,000? Really don't need that many. I feel like I can just summon familiars. Oh, that's not what that does. Summon animals. Alright, mages, what is it this time? A mage tower? We can do that. What the hell is that? Lift Severe Deos. Okay. $20,000 chickens, go. 20,000 chokins, actually. I can already tell this is going to be a massive pain to maintain this territory. (137% overextension). What is this, a smidgen of defensiveness? Only because they produce salt and it's the capital? I'm convinced that the centaurs are all actually, like, right here. So I'm a little bit concerned about moving away from this spot. Oh. Okay, never mind. I love risking everything. I'm gonna try and use 2 armies to squash that one. Oh yeah, we sown a little bit of discord. I don't think it's gonna change much. They're already having a pretty bad time. They might crush my army here, but if they don't, it'll be a lot cooler. This is maybe... No, it's fine. It's only a 3-day difference. Come on, get him. Okay, I do have to end this war and then end the stream right after that. I just didn't expect them to still be in this war here. But also, what else am I supposed to do? Still need superiority, but like, where are your armies? The home of the centaurs is gonna get burned a second time if you don't give me your armies. Don't show me where they are. Yeah, we're on the anti-monstrous CB, so I need to find their army somewhere. Otherwise, we get no war score. So where would they happen to be? That is the question. It might be right here, actually. Yeah, that's one of them. Can't get that far, though, because I have to siege this. I mean, I guess I could. Just a little bit concerning, because the Centaurs have 85 war score. And the thing is, the AI might be so greedy that they might be willing to just lose this war after getting 85 war score. Okay, yeah, there they are. So what to do in this situation? That is an excellent question. Well, here's the first thing we're going to do. This also isn't flat terrain, so I do get the -1 from it being urban, but it's not like they get like the huge cavalry bonus. I do have some artillery here, so they should be somewhat decent after that tech upgrade. I don't know, I guess we'll see what happens. All else fails, we bring in the reinforcements, because they have a second army that we would like to fight. Let's just see what happens here. Yeah, I kind of expected we would win that, actually. I wasn't too concerned. But they had a lot of confidence going into it, so I was a little bit concerned because the AI usually only fights you if it's confident. But I don't think they were able to calculate the fact that they were super behind. Well, not super, but like they're kind of behind on tech, and it's not flat terrain. Yeah, you don't like it when your armies get crushed? Well, maybe you should leave this war. Okay, that's what I thought. Truce with Dahui is up. Does that mean you can join a coalition? Yeah, but it's basically just you and Tianlo. They're already allied, so it doesn't matter. And these guys have a truce with. Could be useful for getting at Tianlo, though. Oh shoot, you're not actually one of the... Right. There we go. Yeah, we've taken that. I think at this point we kind of just need to either carpet siege or go after their forts in the Ogre Hills. Probably both. Surely we have this mage tower. No, we don't. Never mind. Wish I was handy enough to defeat the command as Dak and also keep the Jad off me and keep the dwarves off me and deal with the Serpent's Rot before it nukes my empire. Simple solution, just have Jadari, just have them die at the beginning of the game. Simple. Oh, you're not actually moving, never mind. Actually, you can do this and you're just gonna carpet siege. Well, you're gonna fight these guys, then you'll carpet siege. That fort actually doesn't matter. Oof. 24,500 manpower. I guess. You're close-ish? Nope, you're not even slightly close to accepting 100% peace deal. Come on, man. Not even close, that's crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a peace deal. It's gonna be hard to integrate all that, actually. How much do I need to take? All of the provinces in the Nizurbolk region. All the provinces in the East Forbidden Plains. 10 provinces in the Forbidden Plains super region need to have barracks, regional camps, regimental camps, and manpower. Man. I'm too used to EU5 war score, where you can have like 70% and demand a 100% peace deal. Surely, no. Okay, honestly, I'm not really reading most of these. I'm just assuming that the green numbers are good, and that works for me. Minus 1%. Come on. Okay, here we go. 100% peace deal against Hurain Ulag. That wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be. But once we finish this, it's going to be hell to integrate. The overextension is going to be crippling to the sheer number of rebels I'm going to have over the next 5, maybe fewer than 5 years. Because if everything is half cost for us to core, then surely that means they're using core cost reduction, which also reduces the time by 50%. So maybe it won't be that bad. Overextension, buddy, you're in for a surprise. Wait, what? Hold on, let me save before I do this. You're scaring me a little bit here. Okay, I'll send it. Yep. Sure looks like a peace deal. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No overextension? In my Europa Universalis 4? What is this technology? Where do we get this? That's their mechanic. Oh, it's just the whole outpost thing. Right, that is the entire mechanic. Except there are, like, no areas that I can actually put down an outpost. I need to have the whole thing. I think I can only have 3, yeah. Huh. That's pretty neat. Okay, so we're actually kind of chill then. That makes conquering the Forbidden Plains so much easier. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we are going to have to call it for today. That was the last big war we could pull off. If we do continue this run, we'll start it off pretty much immediately with the Dahui War. That'll be a fun one. Especially since we have pretty much no manpower, so we're going to have to do the religious action to get some manpower, and probably increase enlistment, and do a bunch of other things that I don't really want to do to fight Dahui. So that'll be fun. Look forward to that, though. I'm going to have to go ahead and... I think I already saved, but I'm going to double save. And we're going to have to call it for today. I will be back tomorrow, even though I don't think I technically have a stream scheduled yet. But it will be more of the EU5 run that I was doing back on Tuesday. So that's what we have coming up tomorrow. Again, same time. Starting to try and make these streams a little bit more consistent with their timing. Also, why am I all the way down here? Wait a minute. There we go, I should be here. Yeah, so the EU5 stream is going to continue, the Genoa run. Been having a lot of fun with that, actually. Same way I've been having a lot of fun with the Milan campaign that I finished recording today. There'll be a video for that fairly soon. I just have to go and reply to a message. Okay, and then I think that's it for everything today. Yeah, I think that's it for announcements. That Milan video is going to come out fairly soon because I think I'm going to edit it myself. Probably. So look forward to that when it comes out. Of course, if you are a channel member or like a Twitch sub or a Patreon member, you'll get early access to that as soon as it is available. But then afterwards, pretty soon after, it'll be available for everybody else. But just that you guys know that that is an option if you would like to have that. But for now, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. I hope to see you tomorrow afternoon if you guys have the time for it as well. If not, that is fine because I'll also be streaming for quite a bit longer on Saturday, playing a little bit of RimWorld, which is unusual for this channel. And by unusual, I mean I have never played RimWorld on this channel, and I've hardly played it at all. So that should be fun. But until then, I hope to see you guys soon, and yeah, don't die in the next 2 days or something. I don't know. I'll see you soon. Bye, bit.